So come into a seated position, however is most comfortable for you. Maybe with your legs crossed in front of you, if that's comfortable. Then bring your hands to a comfortable spot, maybe on your thighs or even on the floor. Starting to drop into your practice. Starting to connect with your breath. Observing your breath without judgment. Observing the sensations in your body. How your body feels inside. Noticing where the air travels on each inhale and each exhale. Sinking your hips down, letting them be heavy in the earth beneath you. And noticing the places where your body makes contact with the ground. So that your hips, your pelvis, your feet, just noticing how you feel in this moment. Moving your shoulders away from your ears, releasing the jaw. Lengthening your head toward the ceiling and letting the rest of your torso between your shoulders and your hips be soft. And let's do some belly breathing. So on the inhales, we'll expand your belly and then the chest. And on the exhale, contracting the chest, contracting the belly. And going on your own breath, your own time. Connecting more with the breath. And then allowing your breath to return to normal. So breathing in and out through your nose. And then when you're ready, allowing your eyes to flutter open, keeping a soft gaze. Somewhere sort of on the ground in front of you. So welcome everyone. I'm Melanie, Mel, and this is Dreamscapes. I couldn't even say it. I'm so tired. So I do this class after I put Maximus, my son, to bed, and I fell asleep this evening. So I barely barely made it into the class. Which is good because, you know, sometimes it's hard for me to fall asleep. So I'm hoping that I just get to keep that coasting in once we finish. That'll be nice. So today we're working on the root chakra. We're going to go through over the next 7 weeks the 7 chakra system, which there are many different systems of chakras that I have seen and somewhat studied. There's one that I studied that had like well over 20 chakras that they looked at, and I like to start with the basic 7 because I don't know, it was my foundation and I can readily see those areas of the body and I really just connect with those. So that's what I do. So the 7 are the root chakra, which we were doing today, Muladhara, and the sacral chakra. So the root chakra is at the perineum. I'm not sure how you say that, but the perineum, and it's like that's the area between your anus and your genitals. So that's the base of your spine. It's really your root, kind of this hip area, the lowest base, that's still connected with your spine. And the sacral chakra is this area where it's just below the navel, so kind of between the navel and the genitals. And then the solar plexus is this area just here, right under the rib cage, where the diaphragm is. Then moving up, we've got the heart, Anahata, which is this the heart chakra, right in the middle of the chest. Then you have the throat chakra here, throat. And then you have your third eye chakra here, just between the eyebrows, and then your crown chakra is the top of the head. There are others, like I said, that are beyond your crown or around your shoulders, behind your head, all different kinds, but we'll just focus on these 7 for the next 7 weeks. And I wanted to start with the root because I think it's important to have a strong foundation. So that tends to also be my least balanced area. So red is the color associated with this chakra, and this is literally the only red thing that I own. And even this, I was like, oh, I don't want to really wear that because I don't know, something about red just really, like, it makes me very uncomfortable. It's probably because this area tends to be so out of balance. So even when I buy something red, it's like the first thing that I give away out of my closet every time. And it happens over and over again. Like, I was looking for something red and I said, I know I have a red shirt. I know I do, but nope, that all went away on the last clear out of my closet. So yeah, if this area is in balance, you have kind of a grounded feeling, solid. Think of like the roots of a tree. If those roots are solid, then the plant has somewhere to grow from. If the roots are not so solid, then that plant tends to be easily uprooted out of the ground. The wind can kind of blow it away. It can get taken away. When it's a balanced area, then you'll have that grounding, that solid feeling. And when it's out of balance, you tend to have an ungrounded feeling, or it can be associated with problems with digestion, problems with the knees, arthritis, hemorrhoids, things like that. And I suffer from all of those things, so it's no surprise that this is my most challenging area. So I really try to focus on that more now. Wearing the color can kind of just remind you to think about this area, and there are different yoga postures that we'll do tonight that can help you bring the awareness and focus here, and then also release any stagnant energy that might be hanging out in that area. And like I said, we'll go through these chakras, all of them. So when we get to blue, like, I could wear blue everything from my like shoes to my socks, my everything. I could do blue and purple, but red, orange, yellow, this part for me is like I have nothing. So I'm really working on developing those areas. So this is really good for me, and I hope that it's good for you too. If you have questions, just feel free to unmute if you're on Zoom, or type in a question on IG Live. And if you have a question that comes up later, then just feel free to ask. So we're gonna start on our backs for this first posture, and you don't have to have a strap, But if you're not comfortable interlacing your fingers around your shin, then you might want a strap to just help you make this contact. And for me, my left hip is always pretty it's always pretty tight. So even though I can interlace my fingers around my shin, I like to have the strap to kind of help me, at least in the beginning. So once you're on your back, we'll take a big inhale and just stretch your toes and fingers in opposite directions. Scrunching up your face, really tightening, giving a lot of energy through the fingers, through the feet, the legs, everything just contracting, your shoulders up. And then exhale, bring both knees into your chest, really gently here. Maybe rocking side to side to start, maybe rocking in a circle. Of being really gentle with your movements, remembering your breath. And if you're rocking, still you're rocking. And we'll inhale, doing a long body stretch one more time. Expanding the chest. On an exhale, interlace your hands around the right shin. And let your right knee come closer to your right shoulder on each exhale. Allowing your left leg to just kind of be there. Moving your shoulders away from your ears. Tuck your chin to lengthen the back of your neck. And breathe. Allow your knee and your leg to be supported in the nest of your hands. We'll take another few breaths here. On your next exhale, let your right leg lengthen toward the ceiling and roll your ankle in little circles, one direction. And the other direction. Taking a pause to give some gratitude for your feet that carry us through so much. take the weight of our body every day. Take a big inhale. As you exhale, let your right leg float back down to meet the left. And we'll inhale, long body stretch again. Exhale, interlace the fingers, opposite thumb on top. And on an exhale, allowing your left knee to move closer to your left shoulder. Again, using your strap if you need to, or your scarf or belt, whatever you have. And if it's not comfortable to leave your right leg extended, you can always bend that knee up. Allowing your shoulders to melt away from the ears and into your mat. Release your jaw. This is wind removing pose, so it's really good for digestion. If you're having any digestive issues, this can be a really good one to do. But if you're having a really active, like, I don't know, if you're having diarrhea or something like that, you would not want to do this posture. It can make it even more active. You'd want to do more calming, like child's pose or something like that. But don't be surprised if you have gas after doing this posture for a bit. It happens to me often. Not right now, but it does happen. Let's take one more breath here. Big inhale. Big exhale. One more inhale. And on an exhale, extend your left leg toward the ceiling. Let's do some small circles with the foot. Taking another pause to give some gratitude to your feet. And switch direction. And inhale, extend your leg a little bit more, and then exhale, let it float back down to meet the right. On an inhale, we'll do another long body stretch. And exhale, bring both knees into your chest. You can use your strap here around your shins if you like. And you can stay here, or you can open the knees, grab the outer edges of your feet, soles of your feet facing the ceiling, and come into Happy Baby. You can rock from east to west. You can even do some small circles here in Happy Baby. If you're in happy baby, gently bring your knees back into your chest for one last squeeze. On an exhale, bring the soles of your feet to the ground. And we'll windshield wiper our knees a little bit. Letting your arms be open at a T and doing some really gentle wipers with the knees. Remembering your breath, so trying to connect this gentle, slow movement with the momentum of your breath, letting it be flowing through the entire body, from your toes all the way to your head. And next time you get to the right side, we're going to leave our knees to the right in a really open twist. For some added support, you can bring a pillow underneath your right knee. And you can also bring a pillow between your knees so that both legs are supported. Shoulders moving away from your ears and expanding the chest to melt your shoulders more into the ground. Letting the earth beneath you take your full weight, allowing the support to help you release. Allowing your hands to be heavy. Easing tension from your jaw, from between your eyebrows, from your forehead. Inviting some tenderness to yourself, to your thoughts, to your body. And take another couple of breaths here. And when you're ready, moving gently and slowly, we'll shift our knees to the other side, shifting your pillows if you need to or want to. And your head can either be facing in the same direction as your knees. You can leave your gaze up toward the ceiling, or you can turn your gaze to the opposite way of your knees. Just depends on how your neck is feeling today. We'll do another few breaths here. And when you're ready, we'll bring the knees back up to center. Moving your pillows to the side. And we're going to move into a supported bridge. So I like to use a little bit of a smaller pillow for this. I've got these gigantic pillows, but for this I like a smaller one. So we're going to end up placing the pillow at the small of your back, so that sort of flat piece that's right at the tailbone area. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like right there. So you don't want it to be too high, not moving into the middle of the back, but really just above the buttocks and really like the top part of your butt. And to get into this posture, we'll lie back on our backs, bringing the soles of your feet to the mat. Your knees are bent, and bringing your heels in close enough that you could graze or almost graze your heels with your middle fingers. And connecting with the ground. If you have socks on, I recommend taking them off for this, just so you can feel the connection between your feet and the ground. That's really helping us to focus on the root, the chakra. And from there, we'll engage the lowest core muscles, lifting your hips off the ground. And then slide your pillow or block or bolster, whatever you've got, into that space at the base of the spine. And you can bring your arms out, palms up if you want. For some people, it's comfortable to bring your arms up overhead. That's not comfortable for me. My shoulders are really tight in general, so this is really nice for me. But do what works for you. We'll stay here for a few minutes. Tuck your chin to lengthen the back of your neck a little bit. And then play with lifting your chin a little bit. And just notice how your breath changes. Just that slight movement. If your mind starts to wander, bring yourself back to this moment, anchoring in the breath. Focusing on the sensations in your body, focusing on the points of your body that are connecting with the earth. Letting your bones be heavy, fully supported. Chakras at their most basic sort of definition or energy centers of the body. It's like a little gyroscope or something in motion, just rotating. So if you can consider that, and considering that it's associated with the color red for the root, I just want you to notice what immediately comes to mind. So noticing the shade of red that comes to mind, if it's a darker shade or a more dull shade, or if it's bright. And if you see something spinning, is it in motion? Is it spinning quickly, slowly? Just noticing that. And noticing how that changes over the practice. And we'll notice how maybe the root varies from other chakras that we'll go through for you. Start to deepen your inhales and your exhales, wiggling fingers and toes. When you're ready, press into all parts of your feet that are in contact with the ground, really feeling the ground with your feet. And bringing more and more weight to your feet so that you can engage your core, lift your hips, slide your pillow out, and then roll your vertebrae and your hips back down. Again, we'll do some gentle, slow windshield wipers with the knees. And then this time, let your knees both come to the left side. And use your right hand to roll yourself up, back to seated. We're gonna do a forward fold. I'm gonna show you a couple of options. So I've got this exercise ball. If you've got one of these, you can use this for what we're about to do next. If you don't, just use some pillows. Either way is really good. Or you might not need any pillows, but I recommend having something. So I'll show you with the pillows first. We're gonna open our legs as wide as is comfortable for you, and if your knees don't bend all the way, or if your knees don't straighten all the way, then you can put a couple of pillows underneath your knees just so that they're supported. Like that. And if your back is not straight up, don't worry about that. We're going to be folding anyway. So really we're just trying to be as supported as we can so that you can release in this posture. For a lot of people, if you got tight hamstrings, this can be sort of a like nail clencher, like, what's happening? But the more that you can have blocks, bolsters, pillows supporting your body in those tense areas, the more you can take your focus away from those areas and just really relax into this. So yeah, use pillows if you need to under your knees. We'll come out, bringing the legs wide. And then stack your pillows as much as you need to so that you can lean over your pillows, bringing your arms down. I like to kind of squinch my hands underneath a pillow if you've got that option. It just helps anchor my hands down so they're not like free floating out there. And you can stay there. If you've got an exercise ball and you want to try it, I like this as well because it feels like you're giving like a really big hug, which I think in this time of social distancing, there's a lot of lack of physical contact for people, especially if you're at home and you're alone or something like that. And I like to put a blanket over the ball just because it's cozier. But then you'll drape your body over the ball and just give it a hug. And we'll stay like this for a few minutes. I'll give you a prompt. You can have your forehead on your prop if you want, or you can have one cheek on it, and I'll give you a prompt so that about halfway through we'll switch sides. Actually, just hold my pillows today. I'm gonna need the pillows. Allowing your hips to be heavy in the mat. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Let your whole body, your chest and your head be fully supported by your props. Invite your body to accept the help that these props and that the ground offer us. The root chakra is the source or the center of the fight or flight mode sensation or activity. It's where we can feel safe or not. So the more that we can balance this area, the root chakra, the hips, the more that we can feel safe, secure, and get out of the sympathetic, which is the fight or flight mode, and move into the parasympathetic brain, which is more into self-actualization, self-awareness, enlightenment, whatever you'd like to call that, higher state of consciousness. It gets us out of the reptilian brain. And the hips, this area that holds a lot of emotional memories, trauma, pain. So if you're working on this area, don't be surprised if it generates a lot of emotions or memories for you. It's really normal, and I think pretty expected. If you've got one cheek on your pillow or your ball, you can switch sides, help balance out your neck. Take another few breaths here, lengthening the inhales and the exhales. And when you're ready, slowly roll up one vertebra at a time, letting the head be the last thing to come up. Maybe moving your head from side to side, and doing some small half circles. Shoulders a little bit one direction. In the other direction. Let's move our pillows or ball to the side. And we'll move into Shavasana. So you can have a pillow underneath your knees. You could roll up a pillow or a towel and put it underneath your neck and support your neck and the base of your head. You can wrap up in a blanket if you want, or maybe even put on some socks or a hoodie, cover up your head. Just something so that you feel cozy and good and warm while you're in this Shavasana. Judith Hanson Lasseter is like one of the premier people of restorative yoga, and she talks so much about the importance of being grounded and being warm in restorative practice. So, and even grounding, something as simple as covering up your feet, can really change how you feel in a posture. I thought that that was completely crazy, but then I started doing it, and she is not wrong. So even if you're doing something like legs up the wall, putting a blanket over your feet, and that can just, I don't know, it just changes it. That little grounding, getting you rooted, I think it just fosters that sense of safety and security, and so it brings a different energy to the posture. At least for me, that has been true. You can lie down on your back, and you can have your knees straight. You can bend your knees and have your feet flat on the ground. You could bring the soles of your feet together and open the knees. Again, whatever is most comfortable for you right now. I'm going to cover up with a blanket. Wherever you are, release any judgment or worries or thoughts about the practice. Allow yourself to be in this moment, on your mat, receiving the gift that you're giving yourself at this time. Allowing your hips to be really heavy in the earth beneath you, feeling the rootedness there, the safety, the security. And allowing that feeling, that rest, to travel down the body, through your thighs and the backs of your thighs, through your knees, your calves and your shins, your ankles, all the way down to your toes. And letting that sense of peace and deep rest emanating from the hips, let it travel up the body, letting your belly be soft, allowing your whole back, low back, mid back, upper back, to be heavy and fully supported in the earth. Allowing that feeling of rest to travel through the shoulders, the upper arms, the forearms, all the way to your palms and your fingertips. Allowing that rest to release any tension from your neck and your jaw, from your lips, your cheeks, your inner ears, and allowing the sense of peace to smooth the area between your eyebrows, to release tension from your forehead. Allowing the root, your base, to enable your breath, your energy to flow all the way through your body, from the tips of your toes all the way to the tip of your head. Prana, breath of life. Prana, breath of life. Prana, breath of life. Don't measure my life in days, but in the breaths I take. Prana, breath of life. Prana, breath of life. Prana, breath of life. Don't measure my life in days, but in the breaths I take. Oh, it's okay, buddy. So I'm gonna have to cut this one short because my little one, he's, I think, teething again, so he's really not happy. But I'm really grateful that you guys all joined, folks joined. And yeah, I'll be here next week. We'll go through the next set of chakras. Oh, God, for joining. Love you. Bye. Can you say bye-bye? Okay, see you later, everybody.